I spent 3 hours in the kitchen preparing dinner. The smell of spices filled the air, and the meat roasted perfectly in the oven. I carefully set the table, even placing candles and arranging the plates the way I'd seen in fine restaurants. I wanted to give my wife a surprise, a reminder of the warmth and connection we once had. When she came home, she glanced at the table, then at me. Instead of joy, her face hardened. With folded arms, she muttered, "This is pathetic. You're pathetic." Her words pierced deeper than any knife I'd use while cooking. I froze, staring at the food I had worked so hard to prepare. 3 hours of effort crumbled in a single sentence. I pulled out her chair quietly, hoping she might still sit, but she scoffed and walked straight to her room. I sat alone, eating nothing, staring at dishes meant for two. For the first time, I realized the problem wasn't that I cared too much. It was that she no longer cared at all. That night, I barely slept. Her insults echoed endlessly. I began replaying every small sign I had brushed aside. Her constant complaints, the nights she stayed out late, the way intimacy had vanished. I had told myself she was just stressed, but now I saw it differently. She wasn't stressed. She was done. The next morning, I didn't lash out. I left the house early, choosing silence over argument. Her words, pathetic, desperate, kept repeating in my head. They weren't just insults. They were proof she had no respect left for me. And without respect, love cannot exist. Over the following days, I watched more closely. She clung to her phone like it was gold, turning the screen away whenever I walked past. At night, she would fake sleep until she thought I was out, then sneak away to message someone. My suspicions grew. One evening, she left her phone charging in the living room. My hands shook as I unlocked it. What I found made my chest tighten. Endless messages to another man, flirty conversations, late-night plans, words she hadn't said to me in years. I didn't confront her then. Instead, I took screenshots and saved everything. For the next week, I prepared quietly. I wasn't going to beg or shout. She thought I was desperate. I would prove otherwise. I met with a lawyer, started moving money into my own account, and got the divorce papers ready. If she wanted her freedom, she would have it, but on my terms. The breaking point came over dinner a week later. She sat across from me, scrolling through her phone without even glancing at me. I spoke calmly. "You once called me desperate, but I wasn't desperate. I was loyal. And loyalty is something you never valued." Her phone slipped from her hand. I placed the printed screenshots on the table. Her face drained of color. She tried to speak. "I can explain," but I cut her off. "No more lies. I gave everything, and you threw it away. That ends tonight." She begged me not to expose her, pleaded for her reputation. But it was too late. I sent the evidence to her family and close friends. The woman who mocked me for cooking a meal was suddenly the one scrambling to save face. That night, I packed my bag and walked out. For years, I thought losing her would destroy me. Instead, it set me free. I realized I had been carrying the weight of a marriage she had already abandoned. The divorce went quickly. With proof in hand, I secured most of what we owned. She was left with little. The kitchen that once felt like a place of rejection became my own space of peace. I cooked not to please her anymore, but for myself. Months later, I heard from mutual friends that the man she betrayed me with had left her. She was alone, reputation in ruins. Meanwhile, I had rebuilt my life, steady, independent, dignified. Her cruel words no longer haunted me. They became a reminder the day I stopped clinging to a broken marriage and chose freedom instead. What she thought was humiliation for me turned out to be her downfall. I walked away with self-respect. She was left with nothing but regret.